Okay, we'll first do left side forward. Just do a fighting posture. Good. You got your basic. Okay. Relax. Good. Good. Now, all we'll do on the count, we'll do them. Left side forward, right side forward, is a jab, Junski, and a jab with a shuffle, and then recover. So you take a step. When I do the step, this is called Junski, short thrust. But in empty hands, if you don't have a sword or a knife, a thrust means a punch. Junski Nawashi with a step. So if Dan's a bad guy, and I'm here, I can't reach him, he can't reach me. So I start to launch the punch and take a step to close the distance, try the punch, and then step back. So that's a Junski Nawashi. Okay, I start to launch the punch before I step, and contact about the time I plant. I step with this foot and drag this foot. So don't jump, don't shuffle and then punch. Just back. I'll come around, put eyes on you, make sure everybody's on the same page. Okay, and just let's say 50-60% speed and power. I want to see what you're doing. Some of you hitch and recover. Hey, son. She. Go. Work. Six. Hitch. Two. Shoot. Making an Okinawan fist. All right. Each. Me. Son. Reverse sides. We're other side, other leg forward. Ready? Each. Knee. Son. She. Go. Run. She. Hut. Two. Shoot. Each. Knee. Son. She. Go. Run. She. Hitch. Two. Shoot. Okay. Team, relax. Connect. When we connect, what direction is our palm facing? To the mat. Right. So what is naturally, structurally, we're talking martial science now, physiology, not martial art. Talking science is how to mix the paint. Structurally, what is the strongest position where the wrist and the forearm are related? What? So if I'm trying to make a point, and I'm furious, and I'm pointing at Gil, which looks more natural? You know? This, okay? This, with this. Right, 45 degrees. 45 degrees. You revert to on your most primal level, you reverse to this. You've probably seen some of this in pistols for the same reason. when we were doing pistol together, 45-degree angle. So 45-degree angle. The 45-degree angle punch is the, I remember back in the 70s when this was like announced in the Ishinryu Karate-Do system. The 45 degrees was the most strong. Well, wait, 45 degrees, isn't a palm to the deck 90? Right? It is. It is. It is indeed. Okay, so wrist to forearm. You rotate this to 45 degrees. Now the other 45 degrees is done at the shoulder. See? So my chin is behind my shoulder. So I'm launching it out. Now, so if Sensei's guard is here, what we used to, actually had a boxing coach, and I got into boxing because it was the least expensive way to insure the dojo. We did a lot of contact. Nobody wanted to insure us. So, but USA Boxing was the cheapest route to go. And all boxing gyms make contact, so there was no shocker there. But so I got to go to some USA Boxing seminars, and they said visualize that he's looking at you through a hole in the drywall, and it's just the size of your glove, and you have to stick your hand right through that hole to land all your force on it. So I'm not hitting this way. I'm achieving that 45-degree bend, and the next 45 degrees is through my shoulder. Without touching the drywall, he's going to put it right through and just knock his jaw out the back. Okay? Right. So what position should my arm be when it connects? If I want to transfer that force or that force, I have to have my arm bent when it connects. I'm not merely touching what I have to compress it, right? So I need to be able. How deep do you want to compress it? That's why we control the step. So if I launch this out, and I take a big step, I extend my arm. You just imagine that just crunching in, right? You can see I have I've distorted his head. I want to be able to stick my hand out the back of his skull. Like it should feel like a big ball of putty. My hand is coming right out the back. So I'm visualizing it. And this is something in basic karate. You think through. That's one of the things it gives you. You can transfer force, because if I think through something, you punch through an objective. You don't run up to it and stop. Roger that. Follow it up. And I like some people call this a Pauleyism. I'm not sure. I've been using it so long I forgot where I got it, so I don't think I have the patent. They say punches and bunches, pick your kick. Punches and bunches. If you're going to launch one, launch 2, 3. You want to create openings based on how collapsed the guy's OODA loop hopefully is. You want to make him do something. And you see, of course, I'll refer to boxing again, how many of these they throw, just to see what a guy's going to do. Okay? I really want you to work on this one, and I really want you to work on the jab. The jab is arguably the most important, the short punch, because it sets up all the other punches. This is arguably the most important punch, because it's the most powerful strike most people can naturally throw. Right? This is your power move. Both of them, short and long punch, are arguably the most important punches, because in a venue where you're free to shoot in and get my leg, or kick me, or clinch and knee me, stroking with your elbow. If we're not protected by a bunch of gentlemen's rules, you know, like in whatever venue we're doing, this punch and this punch create distance. Notice? This punch, this punch, this punch don't. So if I do this for age ski, uppercut, kage ski, hook, elbow, back fist, they don't create distance like this and this. And that's what keeps me safe from being clinched. I'm keeping distance. It's also important if I'm making distance to deploy some kind of weapon. In a perfect world, and he's standing here, and I'm going to label him with my hardest punch. He can hardly wait. Okay. So I'm here. My head's down, my knees are bent, my foot's flared, my thumbs are in the right place, my wrists are in the right place, my elbows are in the right place, my heart's in the right place. It's feeling so good, right? How do I launch the most powerful punch I can? What most people do, what people that are poorly or untrained, people with poor coaches do, is flare the arm out and hit with the arm. Okay? How much of your body weight do you want to throw behind the punch? All of it. Right, right. Here's how. Break it down like this. I'm not quite sure if you've been preaching this the same way. I know the technique's the same, but wrap your mind around this and see if it doesn't help. So to make sure that I hit with my whole body weight, and I'm punching right from my center line, okay? The punch starts at the foot, okay? So instead of telegraphing my intent, pushing this up, then hitting with the weight of my arm instead of the weight of the body. Here's how to ensure this will happen. And you see, if you don't have this foot pointed in the right direction, things get difficult. All right, so watch. I'm not moving my upper body at all, but I'm moving my lower body under my upper body. So you see how my arms naturally swing into place when I collapse? When I collapse this, now, here's if I had, one of those laser pointers, and I activated it here, where would the dot be? It would be over here, correct? Picture it right here, right? So imagine a constant, I wish I'd have brought a laser, probably just for this reason, but so when I've done whatever I'm going to do here, I'm going to launch my punch. It starts with my foot, it collapses in, I rotate this until the laser is right on his center line. When the laser touches his center line, I launch this out. So it's like a piston, right? And so now if I move him, if he moves and I miss, okay? See, by collapsing my stance, I'm augering myself into the ground, and I don't do one of these and lose my balance. So, if I'm here, I'm going to launch. Let's say I have an opportunity. I deflected a punch. I turn right the center of mass, and as soon as this is lined up with this center, I let it fly. Whack. What? That's the laser pointer principles. Turn your upper body with your legs. So by the time it's kind of like shooting in front of a bird in flight. By the time I think I'm lined up here, by the time I launch it, I'm a little past, so I have crossed the center line. That's Gyaku Ski Nagashi. Boom. 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 Nice and smooth. smooth, it's efficient, and I've picked people right up off the ground with that shot. Okay. Wuss? Okay. That's what to do. Let's form up our lines. Song. 1, 2. Three. 1, 2. Wrist straight. Don't flex your wrists. Go. Rock. Hunch. Hunch. 2. Shoot. Let's talk about hooking punch, kage ski, and uppercut, and kind of a specialty punch. It's a hook punch to the body. It's called a shovel hook. It's kind of a specialty punch, but I really like it because of my body type. I was kind of because everybody I fought in over 30 division was basically no weight class. So I was one of the smallest guys in that division, and I developed a really good body punch. I developed body punch to the point where I've knocked people cold with a body punch, and where the neural overload there actually just shut them down. So I'll share with you the body punch. It's not one of the basic punches. Arguably, there are 4 punches: short punch, the long punch, the hook punch, and the uppercut. Okay. A lot of venues don't recognize the back fist. We do. We like the back fist, and the shovel hook is kind of a hook uppercut hybrid. It's like the two of them got together and had a love child. You know, hook punch is useful. The person's defenses are here. I've got to get away to get through or around his defenses. That's the obvious one there. If he's, let's say, if we're in close and I end up beside him, the hook punch can reach out of his blind spot and I can hit him. If I'm standing to the side, I can reach around here and hit him in the mask area of the face, right? So if I'm in front of him, I can hit on the side. If I'm beside him, I can hit here. I can hit, you know, boom, in the back and everything. And so you're coming in out of the blind spots. What it doesn't do, like we discussed, is create distance. If I just try to do this, I can connect just as he grabs me, counterpunches me, tackles me, or ties me up. Okay? But guys, if there was a move that had no counter, that's all we would come here and practice. Okay? We don't want to make it easy on them, but don't raise your hand and say, but what if? That if there's everything has a counter to it. And here's a visual that martial artists seem to like. Let's say I'm going to, you say, well, sometimes guys swing this around and you get hooks to this when people are learning it and they're not comfortable with it, right? Here's what to picture. Everybody knows that blow with the elbow, right? Right. Now imagine there's a dagger sticking out of my elbow at a right angle. So there's a dagger right there. And I want to lance stand with the dagger. I don't want to brush him with it, and I don't want to scratch him with it. I want to drive it right into him, right? So I'm throwing it this way. just like you're throwing an elbow, and then all of a sudden, you move your arm in and drive that in. And a Bruce Lee-ism that I like is, he says when throwing the hook punch, and he, pretty sure he meant at a high target, lift your elbow up at the last minute. So this is coming in, lift your elbow up at the last minute to place that in and drive it in. And you drive it like you're stroking it with an elbow. If you throw a good elbow, the guy in front of it should hear it cut in the air. You hear a little hiss. If you're throwing an elbow that he can hear the air being cut by it, that's a pretty good rack to hang a hook off of. Bam. Ready? So that's what you visualize. Okay, and then now this will be off the short hand. If we do a hook off the long hand, it's called mawashi-tsuki, roundhouse punch. So let's do punches and bunches, short punch, long punch, hook. 50% speed, 50% power, all the things we discussed apply. Ready. Pitch. Catch it with a fist. Catch with a fist. Hey. Good. Wrap the thumbs up. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Hey. Better. Son. Sheep. Yeah. Horizontal. Yeah. Right. Yes. Yes. Right in there. Good. That one was the one was a little. The one I saw was a little slanted. Go. Good. And again, when you do this, come way up on your foot and roll it inwards. It's short, but roll it so there's plenty of. If you're flat-footed and he connects, right? I don't want to be hit like this, but if he picks his foot up and follows through, he takes my balance, and it's harder for me to counter when now I'm over here. Plus, I've turned my back to him, and he can really tee off. Right. Wherever the opportunity is in hand-to-hand fighting, let's say we're clinched up and it's getting ugly, and I pull him out of the way and boom, catch him right in here, and it doubles him over. But I need to finish him off, but everything I've been doing is for when he's upright, right? So the age-tsuki, the uppercut, is for a target that is facing the ground. So if he's bent over, and maybe we're fighting, and maybe I'll cover his eyes and pull this up and just try to pick him right up off the ground. So if you use an uppercut that way, it's age-tsuki. If you use an elbow upward like this, it's age-empe. Roger that. They're both bad. Really bad to get stroked with, because where does this thing get this? But you see the swing and the wind up and everything, and the momentum isn't as much as the other punches. Where does this thing get its force? Gravity. This is the cool thing. Gravity's holding David in place. So if you catch him, boom, boom, boom. So this weight is holding him in place. It's like having him against the wall and stroking him that way. So the knees, elbows, hands, feet. So you have you know, a bunch of ways to access something that is this way, or maybe you know, maybe I'm down, and yeah, boom, where the punching up, the groin punch, or catching his elbow upward and striking it. You know. So it's kind of the punches we're doing, this is really the only one that can be used to get under your target and deliver force that way. Same as this, same place, right? Now, when you see an opportunity, in front of my guy, when I see an opportunity to apply it, you see I'm here, bend this leg, so instead of bowling underneath, which is efficient and it looks silly, to get access under here, right? I'm going to bend my knee like this, turn like we did with the long punch, then straighten my leg up as I, whoom, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do the shovel hook next. Shovel hook, 1, 2, 3. Right? So make it number 3. The uppercut, number 3. 1, short punch, long punch, uppercut. So just bend your short leg, your lead leg, bend it, get it under your target, conveniently your target. Don't bowl it. Have it here. Right. Connect right under the contour of the guy's jaw. Try to pick him up. Pick him right up off the deck. %, power. Ready? H. Knee. Son. She. Relax. Let that punch fly out. Get that last one. You extended maybe 50%. Give it, yeah. Go ahead and extend it all the way. Go. Rope. Chase. Hush. Tribe. Next, we'll work on the shovel hook. The shovel hook, like I said, it's kind of a bonus. I'll throw it out there to keep things interesting, and it's a punch I've liked. It's really served me well, and I told you before, if you can land a hard body punch, it's a huge asset. It's usually called a shovel hook, and my coach called a shovel hook, rewind, and a high hook. If you got the guy to lean over a little bit, 1, retract, 2 to the head. He called the pairing body head, he called it Mexican hook. I guess the Mexican fighters are very fond of that combination and do it very, very well. I like the body hook. What if David's extended a punch and missed me? Okay, so we're looking. The rib cage is about 1/3 cartilage. Okay, so if you drive this in, you drive this and land a good punch there, you're not likely to break a rib. It's a really good punch, and your palm, unlike the hook here, your palm is turned towards you, like on the uppercut, but it's on a sideways plane. You can do it sideways, whap, or almost like if you go to do an uppercut and you see the guy is covered or pulls the target out of the way, right about here you can change. I'm setting up for an uppercut. If I can go in here or wind this back and hit. It's a good solid shot. Aim it right above the love handles. So you're way out on the rib cage, on the cartilageous point, and you're pushing it in, and with enough compression and impact, something at the top will pop. And it's agonizing. It's a great incentive for somebody who says, yeah, enough. Or if the guy is chasing you, or his conditioning's poor, and he's out of breath and takes a shot like that when his ribs are apart, you wish that didn't happen. Big time. Up. Cover yourself. Shovel hook in the body. So come around, let's say, if this is my 12 and this is your 12, we're facing each other, you want to hit me at about 230. Yeah, right here, yeah. Keep your wrist straight, and come way up. You're going to bend your arms for when I'm really close. Yeah, and, really, boom. Catch just, make a ripple, it'll go all the way through his body. Ready. H. Knee. Good. Now remember, the hook in the head will have the palm to the deck. The hook to the body, the palm will be towards you. Roger that? Yes. Visualize that? Yeah, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Han! She! Okay. Groove. Listen up. Everybody's focused on what's happening out here, but I tell you the mistake. When you do the punch, don't drop this hand. Right. Because if you're close enough to be hit, if you're close enough to hit him, you're close enough to be hit. Right. So it feels very natural to pull this hand down. This hand needs to be protecting your head and neck. Right. Otherwise somebody's going to throw an arm around it or throw a hook into your jaw. Yes. Ready? Go! 1, 2, and then hold it. Ready? Bitch! Hold it out there. Okay. If your heel's down on the ground, you're not summoning all the power that you could be. You want to basically have that heel way up so you can swing that boat anchor weight of a fist all the way into their body and touch their spine. Okay? You're still thinking through the person, even though this isn't linear like the first. Is instead of the bowling, what have you, bend your knee to get lower to your target. If your target is too low for that, stick your arm out and stand him up. And put your hand right over his eyes. Stick him up. Then turn. Remember the laser pointer principle? Turn as soon as you let that punch fly, and you kind of straighten your legs. So you're picking them up with the. You're tapping into some of the power you would do a squat with, which is a lot of power. I'm squared off against sensei, and I'm taking advantage of his openings, and he's trying to exploit mine. The one that people don't get is the ones on the bottom that you don't think of protecting yourself from underneath.
That's why landmines work.
Yes, that's why. Yeah, it's kind of a landmine principle. Very good. Exactly. You don't think of protecting you, and most landmines aren't that powerful. They're just enough to wreck your day because and it's your pressure, your anchorage to the ground that sets them off. So yeah, it's a good, I think I just came, we're going to start having a book of Hakimisms. It's not just for Pauley. So yeah, it's like for exactly that reason. It comes up. But if you want to get under, to get that target, especially if he's protecting himself, and you see how a person protecting himself with their elbows out really would really take this technique, whereas opposed to keeping your body into your silhouette. You see, I got to be a lot more precise. If I'm a lot more precise, then it slows me down. Is it easier if I had a complicated slalom route driving a race car? Would it be easier at 30 or 80 miles an hour? I'd probably get it right at 30. So, and if I slow down to get it right, it's not going to hit with as much impact. Okay. This guy, he would say something. Wrap your mind around this. He said, "There's no such thing as speed, just better ways of getting there first." Have you heard this?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Super Scott Belson.
Huh?
Super Scott Belson.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, he would have heard it. Yeah, he has plenty of time under. No such thing as speed. There's better ways of getting there first. So he the duality that what my take on it is that there's no such thing as speed. There's timing. But you could also read it or interpret it as there's no such thing as speed, just timing and being in the right place, timing and position. So and here's the cool part is if you have those attributes, if you have timing and you launch your counteroffensive from good positions, the person on the receiving end says, man, he got fast hands. He perceives it as fast because you were able to do things before he could react. So in his mind, it registered as speed. So something for you to think about when we're looking at the big picture of the science of striking. So if we're doing our punches, there's great value, you may have noticed, in doing it one side and doing it the other. You treat it exactly the same. What are the advantages to doing it on both sides, in your mind? Speak up.
You balance it out. You balance both sides.
Correct. You're using both sides of your brain, and the thing is, there's not many undertakings in our lives where we can do that. Everything kind of favors the right-handed approach, and so I like to practice left-handed too. And once I start practicing left-handed, it gets to feel so comfortable that people thought I was left-handed. At the range, sometimes I have left-handed day, where every operation on my weapons platform is done left. I even have left-handed holsters. Everything is mirror imaged just to use that side of the brain and program it. Okay? How about do you think in a street brawl or kickboxing or MMA that if you're going to use your legs and you're going to do movement, that you don't get turned around, that you don't do a kick and have to fight from here? How about if you're completely comfortable with that and you don't have to pause and realign yourself, right? How about you claim to study self-defense, but you're not comfortable with doing this? Well, what happens when one guy you take care of is here and the other guy is right here, and you don't have the luxury to turn it, or you don't have the room to turn on so many levels? It behooves you to develop both sides I want you to be fighting ambidextrous, okay? If you're bad on both sides, then that's ambidextrous. Don't be ambidextrous. He's so bad, he's bad, he can't fight with either side. Don't be that guy. Next, so we're going to do our drills. If you want to do them for cardio, get yourself a timer. Start with 2 minutes. You start with 2 minutes, then go to 3. Yeah, and remember, we're doing it where I come from. We're doing this at altitude. So let's say I just want to work on 1, 2, 3 combination, and 1, 2, 3 combination, right? So I usually get David behind here, and he's pushing the guy into me like a guy asserting himself, right? So yeah, it doesn't have to be. He's not that aggressive. If he's that aggressive, I'm not making an impression. I love this drill, and you can do it in a line training. You can do 3 minutes. So let's just imagine 3 minutes. So David can call out a number from, well, the highest number is usually 5, and the lowest number is usually 2. Yeah, so you call out, and I'll hit with, that number. So you say 3. 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3, back, right? Yeah, you can turn them, or I can turn them. I'm adjusting, right? 2. 4. 1, 2. You do that just for 3 minutes, right? Then, now, you can say no kicks, or we'll do mixed. So there's kicks, boom, 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 boom. Right? Then you say last round, right? Which takes more energy, kicking or punching? Kicking. Right, but I'm going for cardio. So last round is I just do 1, and everything's got to be kicks on the last round. You say, whoa, you have guys just sucking the O's. Man, it's great cardio, and you're getting your reps in.
My students look a little worried, sensei.
Very worried, sensei.
Because we're talking about cardio.
We've been doing some this week on pads, so I think they're worried about what's going to happen next week.
I'm sowing these seeds, then I leave. Then I leave and leave you guys with me. Yeah. So that's really good. Another way to drill. Throw this out, and this is the way. I'll tell you. This is one of the best investments you can make. I love these things. These are the best things that come along in a long time. Some of the stuff we, used to do compared to the merit of training with these things are really good. The other thing is with your 3 punch combos, do 2 fast and 1 as hard as you can throw it. So, it might be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So you do 1, you go for the knockout, and 2, you kind of set up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or we say, okay, 2 rounds as fast as you can throw them. Yeah. Say, okay. Next round, as hard as you can throw us. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. You do it like that. So you could do. So let's say you do 5 rounds. Start off. 2 rounds, as fast as you can go. Choo choo. 1 round in the middle. 1 punch hard as you can throw, the other 2 set up. Whoo, whoo. boom, 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 right? Last 2 rounds. Hard as you can throw it. Boom, 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 boom. You do it that way. 2 rounds of that. Expand your ribs. Man, yeah, feels good. Yeah, that's the way to use the guy. And if you're really sadistic, say, oh, bonus round, I forgot about it. Kicks only. Boom. Yeah, 2, 1, 2. Right, setups. Roundhouse, you know, whatever. I think this stuff has its place, and I recommend it for you, because if you go out and defend yourselves and do exactly what you were shown, you could injure yourself if you lack this training. The other good thing is the knuckle. I believe in the knuckle push-up. Now, when I first did the knuckle push-up, we did it on a hard tile floor at the YMCA, and I was told incorrectly it was to develop the calluses on the external part of the skin and everything. And I mean, a callus will help, but it's not a deal maker or a deal breaker if I lose a piece of skin off a knuckle. Well, the real reason for doing those, and the real reason they have merit, is the wrist strength. So you hold up your wrists, and what do you throw behind your punches? All your body weight, right? So what do you hold up when we do this? Your body weight. So you get your wrist, and your wrist on a surface like this, you're not going to get the callus effect, or maybe you will, I don't know, but it's just soft enough that your hand will rock into the strongest position, and if it doesn't, and it fails, you'll know something is not right. Your wrist folds, and you know what, it's really a reminder, if you're not permanently injured, it's really a reminder that you probably need to be conditioning yourself, that component is lacking in your training. And some of the dojos have kind of gotten away from this, and I don't agree. I think it's necessary, and I mean, just let's say you never get in a fight in the rest of your life. God bless you. And look at just the cardio, just the terms of strength and the stamina and cardio you can build from these drills. It's very, you'll enjoy that benefit either way. So.